Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lorraine Rose, and if you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It means so much. For today's video, I'm going to just take you through what I do in just a typical day when I don't have a whole lot going on. A day in the life of a happy housewife, and you'll also be seeing clips of my new puppy that my husband bought me. This is a goldendoodle. So I thought this would just be a really fun video to make for you guys. Now, keep watching because throughout this video, I'm also going to be talking about organizing your home. I'm going to talk about how to deal with all of the hidden spaces in your home that tend to get really decluttered and dirty and messy. I'm going to give you some tips on how to clean your home during the week, how to create a minimal home, how to work through some of those messy spaces and really declutter, how to put items away, and also how to give each item throughout your home its own space. So if any of that sounds of interest to you, then keep watching and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. But without further ado, let's just get right into today's video. Now, we wake up around 6 o'clock every morning, and on the days when my husband goes into work, we'll sometimes try to wake up with him as well. He wakes up a little bit before 6 o'clock, and this morning we did wake up with him. But that's one thing I would encourage you to do is get into the routine of waking up early. I am not a morning person, but you can train your body to wake up early. I find that if I wake up at 6 o'clock, I'm not as tempted to stay up late at night because I'm really tired by the time 8 or 9 o'clock hits. And also, if you wake up early, then you have so much more of the day to get things done. And I find with the house stuff, the list can go on and on for things that you need to do within the day or within the week. And so the earlier you can get up and train your body to do that, the better. So 6 o'clock is our wake up time, and I always like to start that off by giving my dog some chilled water. I always like to give him chilled water from the fridge every morning. And then after I give him his water, I go ahead and I get my water. I always like to drink a glass of water before I have coffee or anything else in my system. And if you can wait a couple of hours after you wake up, after you've had your water, to drink coffee, that's even better. That's something I've been practicing lately. I didn't practice it in this video, but here recently I've been waiting a few hours before I drink my coffee, so I'll have my water and then I will go take my dog on a walk, come back home, and then have my coffee and my time with the Lord. So that's kind of what I've been trying, and I really like it. And it kind of gives my body time to produce its own energy without being totally dependent upon caffeine. But the first thing that I like to do is just do a little tidy up of the kitchen. Nothing crazy, just anything that's out on the countertops, I like to put them away. I like to wash any dishes that are in the sink. And that's a little tip that I'll give you. Try as you're going throughout your day to take a few minutes here and there, like you see me doing here, and just do quick little tidy ups. That way when you go to actually declutter and reorganize and deep clean that space, it won't be as overwhelming because you've already kind of been efficient in tidying up as you go throughout your day. And if you tidy up even just for 5 minutes in one space as you're doing something, like as I was drinking my water, I took about 5 to 10 minutes to tidy up and do the dishes, you'd be surprised how much you can get done in such a short amount of time. And that way when you actually go to deep clean that space, like I said, it won't feel as overwhelming because you already kind of went through ahead of time and did a little pre-cleaning, if that makes sense. So that's something that I've just always gotten in the habit of doing. So I wake up, I have my water, I tidy up the kitchen for about 10 minutes, and then I have my coffee. But like I said, here recently I've been doing it a little bit different, and don't feel like you have to stick to the same schedule all the time. If you find that you want to change things up, change things up. Don't feel like your schedule has to look exactly the same for you to have a successful morning routine. So now I'm just taking my puppy out. I always make him sit down before I put his leash on. It's just a part of his training that I'm kind of starting him in on slowly. I'm not going to really fully train him until he's 8 months old, but until then, there are a lot of things we have been able to train him in because he's just a smart little pup. Now, I do have a sponge for when I wash my dog's dishes and then when we wash our dishes, so that's why I have 2 sponges there, and I will link that sponge holder down below for you. I got that off Amazon. Now, my husband's just making my coffee here, and after I make my coffee, I always spend 1 to 2 hours with the Lord every morning. What I do is I shut my phone off. Sometimes you can even lock it up. I have this box that you set a timer on it and you press a button and it keeps your phone locked in there for however long you want it to. And I just like that because sometimes I don't have enough self-control to not look on my phone while I'm trying to spend time with the Lord. And I will link that box down below for you as well. But yes, I would highly recommend first thing in the morning before you really get your day started, take 1 to 2 hours, just sit, pray, journal, read. I'm reading a book right now. It's called Insurgent, and it's so good. I will link it down below for you. And I like it because it gives a lot of Bible scriptures, so I can also read the Bible as I'm reading the book and taking notes on the book as well. So one thing that I always like to do when I'm spending time with the Lord also is I like to pray, and I like to pray for grace. I'll kind of just give you an example prayer, just to give you an example in this video. I just say, Lord, would you please give me grace to get everything done that I need to get done today? I'm asking that you would give me energy. Would you give me new ways to organize and to clean that are more efficient and that will help my home to function best? And would you just give me joy in the simple, mundane things? Help me to find you in the midst of doing the dishes and doing the laundry, and give me joy in those things. So I always pray that. That's something that I've just made a habit of doing, and I find that the Lord actually really meets me so much more in that place when I devote the first part of my day to Him. And that way, as I'm doing everything, it's with a humble heart, knowing, and I prayed for grace, and God is giving me the grace that I need to accomplish any task within my home and even outside of the home. And one thing I do every single Monday, sometimes I'll do this Sunday evenings, or I'll do it Monday after I've spent time with the Lord in the mornings, is I'll sit down and I'll write out a to-do list on my phone of things that I want to get done for the week ahead. So I'll kind of give you just an example of what my week this week is supposed to look like. So Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are always laundry days for me, so I always include that in my schedule on my phone. I just use the Notes app and I type up my schedule for the whole week. So basically, I write out a list of everything I want to get done that week, and then I break it up into days from Monday through Friday. And so Monday, I'm going to be doing laundry, I'm going to clean my kitchen, I'm going to deep clean my refrigerator and my pantry, and then on Tuesday, I'm going to get started on cleaning out my chicken coop. I'm actually going to have a video that I'm going to upload, so stay tuned for that. My husband and I are building some stuff for the chicken coop, and so we've got that as a project that we're doing on Tuesday as well as Wednesday. We're giving ourselves a couple days. And then Thursday, I'm going to paint my master bathroom. I'm going to paint the walls as well as repaint the vanity. And then on Friday, I'm planning on deep cleaning the entire house, and my husband is going to build some planter boxes for me. So that's kind of the week that I have scheduled out. And that's one thing I would recommend for you to do, is just sit down if you're feeling totally overwhelmed and just take it week by week and say, okay, what do I want to get accomplished this week? And give yourself 5 projects, things you can do within a day, and then spread those projects out throughout the entire week. So if there's a closet in your house that's super disorganized, then say, this day I'm going to declutter, deep clean, and reorganize this one closet space. That way you don't feel like you have to get it all done all in one day. You can really take your time, go through your home room by room, and week by week and month by month, and really just take your time until you get your home functioning how you want it to, if that makes sense. Okay, so after I spend time with the Lord, I always like to take my dog on a walk. Now, here recently, like I said before, I have been waking up, taking my dog on a walk, and then having my coffee and my time with the Lord. But either way, those are the two main things I would highly recommend for you to do first thing in the morning is spend time with the Lord and either take your dog for a walk. If you have children, take them for a walk out in the neighborhood, get them used to exercising with you, or put on a workout DVD and work out at home. Even if you only work out for 20 minutes, if you start your day off with a workout as well as just being able to gather all of your thoughts in the place of prayer and just spending time with the Lord, it is such a great way to start off your day. And then, of course, the next thing I always like to do is make my bed. That is something I would highly recommend to include within your morning routine. That way, even if your entire house is a mess, there's something about having a properly made bed that just makes everything else feel less daunting. And today just so happened to be a laundry day, so I went ahead and I sorted out the laundry and I started a load. Now, when I come in from the walk with my puppy, I put him in his crate for 2 hours. He's normally really tired after his walks anyway, so he likes just being able to be in his crate. And during those 2 hours, that's when I will start checking things off of my list. So I started the laundry, and then one thing that I like to do is I like to take an hour, probably 3 times a week, and just work outside in my yard. So if you have a big project that you want to tackle in your yard and it feels really overwhelming, just take 3 days out of the week and say, you know what, I'm gonna work on this project for an hour a day. And then by the end of the week, that one project will be close to being done, if not totally done. So I always like to take this time to get things done, and then I always like to feed my chickies and water them. And now the next thing that I'm going to do is put this bag of clothes into the van. My husband and I, a few weeks ago, we went through all of the clothes in his closet and we got rid of all of the clothes that he doesn't want anymore, and so I'm just loading that up into the van. And we also took down all of the boxes from our attic, which were full of stuff that my husband has collected over the years from doing music, and we threw away things that we knew we wouldn't be able to give away. He gave away a bunch of stuff, and then the remainder of the stuff I'm going to just send off to Goodwill Swap. Right now I'm just loading up my car with the remainder of this stuff that we want to give away. And that's something I would recommend for you to do is as you're going through each space in your house and you create giveaway piles, take one day to load up all of those giveaway piles into your car and to take them to be donated, or else you'll just never do it. So that's just kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm going throughout my home and I'm just loading up into the car all of the things I need to take to be donated, all of the returns that I have, just anything and everything that needs to go to a person, a place, or somewhere else other than my home. And then by this time, I went ahead and I took my puppy out of the crate and I just played with him for a little bit. And I also brought these boxes here down to the garage. These are empty boxes that we had after we went through a few of the closets in our home and just kind of got rid of a lot of stuff, and I want to try to use them for storage in the garage, so I brought those downstairs. And then I just brought my puppy outside to play fetch for a while just to get some energy out of him. And then I went ahead after I was done playing fetch with him and I put him back into his crate. And he actually really likes being in his crate, and he sleeps a lot during the day because he's growing so much. So it's been really nice because when he's in his crate, that's when I try to tackle certain things throughout the house. So now that I'm going to put him back in his crate, I decided to go ahead and kind of organize my side of the garage a little bit. It was just kind of a bit of a mess, but I didn't have like a whole week to dedicate to really declutter this space, so I just kind of did a tidy up of the garage. But as I'm tidying up the garage, I'm gonna just talk to you guys about how to go throughout your home and just declutter, minimize, reorganize in a way that is attainable for you if you have a busy lifestyle and you just feel a little bit overwhelmed with all of this stuff. Now, typically in either August or September, I will declutter my entire garage, at least my side. My husband has the right side of the garage and I have the left side that you see here. So I'll take a couple of weeks right before we go camping in either August or September, and I will go through each and every one of these boxes that you see here, and I'll reorganize them in a way that makes a little bit more sense to me, and I'll get rid of stuff. I always try to purge once a year, and so it's not time for that yet, and I think it's good to have designated times throughout the year like that where you go through some of those bigger spaces that tend to be more of a dumping ground and really deep clean, declutter, and reorganize that space. And it makes it less daunting, because for me, walking down to my garage in this state, it feels so overwhelming if I just only have time to tidy up, and I feel like I can never actually tackle it. But it gave me peace of mind knowing, you know what, in August or September, I'm going to really be able to get down here and organize it in a way that I really like it. But for today, I just kind of went through some of my Christmas boxes and I reorganized them into some of these empty white boxes that we have. But like I said, in August or September, what I do is I take all of the boxes down, I take everything down, and I go through everything, deciding what I love and what I can give away and what is just trash, and then I really deep clean this space. But for now, it was just basically like tidying up, sweeping the floor, and that's one great way that you can begin to tackle those bigger projects in your home, is just start by taking 1 to 2 hours and just tidy up that space. And one thing I would encourage you to do is, if you're just feeling overwhelmed and you feel like there's just clutter all over your home, there's not really a specific place for anything. I know I've said this already in this video, but I just want to reiterate it because it has helped me so much. Just take your home one day and 1 week at a time and say, you know what, today I'm going to just tackle my closet. I'm going to tackle all of my clothes. And you can even take 2 or 3 days to do that and say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to tackle the living room, or next week I'm going to tackle the entire kitchen. And once you've kind of done that with every space in your home, then you can kind of sit down and decide what you want to go where. And like for my husband, his stuff was kind of spread out throughout the entire home. Sorry, that's my dog in the background. He was yawning. My husband's stuff was kind of spread out throughout the entire home. He had stuff in almost every closet. He had all that stuff in the attic. And what we did was we purchased a really inexpensive entertainment center off of Facebook Marketplace, and we used it to house all of his stuff. So we have our entertainment center, and we also have a front entryway table right across from our entertainment center, and in those spaces is where we have housed all of his stuff. So we were able to take everything out of all of the closets and give him one designated area. And that's just an example of how you can kind of create spaces within your home for each thing that you have, whether it be a crafting station, a station for all of your husband's stuff, a cleaning station, a laundry station, a linen closet station, an office desk station. So hopefully that is helpful. Sorry, my dog is making so much noise in the background right now. And then I just went ahead and I made myself some lunch. Today I had a taco salad. And as far as meal prep goes, it's so funny because it's like you have so much that you have to get done throughout your home, but then you also have to think about meals. And so what I like to do is I like to dedicate 1 full day to grocery shop and to make a couple of meals, things that we can just reheat easily throughout the week. And so that's another big thing. So I've got my laundry days, and then I've got my meal prep days, and then you have like all the other little projects and things you want to tackle that you can kind of like fit in between those days. But I do have the big things that I like to keep consistent throughout the week in my schedule, and meal prep is definitely one of them. And then one thing I always like to do after I'm done eating lunch is I like to clean my kitchen, and I basically do the same thing every time. I put all of the clean dishes away from the dishwasher. I wash and dry by hand any dishes that need to be washed and dried by hand, and then I load up my dishwasher with any more dirty dishes that I may have. This is a good time to kind of collect any dishes throughout your home. And then I like to tidy up all of the counter spaces, putting everything back in its proper place. And then I like to scrub and wipe down all of the countertops. And that's something I always like to do on a regular basis. And there's always things that you can do within your kitchen to deep clean, and you can set apart days for those. But if you keep on top of your kitchen and do the things that I just told you that I did on a daily basis, it will really make everything feel a lot less overwhelming in the long run. So I'm just doing that now. Now I do have this large coffee pot set out on the countertop because this week we were planning on hosting a really big party, and so I just left the coffee pot out for when we did that. And today was one of those days that, since I knew we were planning on hosting a party, I wanted to go ahead and sweep and mop the entire kitchen and living room area, as well as down the hallway, just to get that out of the way before we hosted our big event. So after I was done cleaning up the kitchen, I went ahead and I tidied up the living room, and then I went ahead and I swept and I mopped. So some of the things that I do on a weekly basis are the laundry. I like to do meal prep, and on a daily basis, I always like to clean my kitchen. Now, those are the main things that I do, that I have designated days that I do that. Now, cleaning the kitchen is every day, but the laundry, that's Monday through Wednesday, and then my meal prep is normally on a Tuesday or a Wednesday when I get that done. And then everything else, like I said, you can just fit into your schedule along with those things, but I would recommend for you to have designated days to do designated things, and then if you're able to tidy up a little bit every day, it will really make everything feel a lot less overwhelming. That's why I like to always clean my kitchen every day. That way, if I need to organize my pantry, I feel like I can do that because I have a clean space to work in, because I'm cleaning my kitchen and I'm keeping on top of that every single day. And then another thing you can do is you can just get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and sit down and think about all of the spaces within your home. So you have the kitchen, the living room, the front entryway, you have probably a couple of bedrooms, you have your master bedroom, and then you probably have a couple of bathrooms. So that's 8 large spaces. And what you can do is you can break that down day by day. So you can say, you know what, on Mondays I'm going to do my laundry, but I'm also going to focus on organizing one space in my kitchen. And then on Tuesdays I'm going to also do my laundry, but I'm going to focus on dusting the living room. And you can actually type up an entire cleaning schedule for you to have throughout the entire week. That's something that I did for years, and it kind of helped me to get to the place where I'm at now, to where I don't need a list to go off of. It's just kind of become a routine, and sometimes it takes just sitting down for a couple of hours and kind of organizing everything on paper and printing it out and sticking it on your fridge or wherever you need to stick it for you to have something to look at and really go according to that list for each day. And you'll find that you're going to be so much more productive. And also, I would highly recommend go ahead and get that lockbox and lock your phone up. When my phone is locked up, I am so much more productive. And the day that I filmed this, it was actually a Bible study day, and so we meet up for our Bible study on Zoom, and so I went ahead and I hopped in the shower. Sometimes I like to do that, like 3 hours before bedtime. I like to just take a shower, and it makes me feel refreshed, and it kind of gives me that extra boost of energy in the evening to kind of tackle those things that I didn't get done during the day in the evening time. And sometimes when dinner time rolls around, I'm not hungry for like a whole meal. So instead of doing a whole meal, I will do a coffee and I'll add MCT oil, I'll add butter, I'll add some salt, some stevia, and some heavy whip or some half and half because we are on the ketogenic diet. And that kind of gives me enough energy and it fills me up. So that I just kind of supplement sometimes. Instead of doing a whole meal, I'll do that, or you can do a smoothie. Don't feel like you have to have 2 or 3 huge meals throughout the day. If you want to just have a smoothie or something simple, that way you can really still tackle everything you want to and you're not spending all day cooking and cleaning up after your meals, then feel free to do that. That's what I do. And then right before bed, I went ahead and I just folded some laundry, and then I put my hair up. By this time, my hair was kind of dry, so I put it up in a bun, and I brushed my teeth. And sometimes before bed, I like to stretch, or I like to just read a book. I like to take a bath. So kind of try to have a time where you're like, no more work. At 7 o'clock, the work is done. And use that time for yourself just to unwind, to relax, to not worry about the house stuff. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Please, please, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It means so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And until next time, I love you guys so much. Bye.